This is Adolf Hitler. Don't you recognize him? Yes, he's hard to identify here. This photo was taken during World War I when the Fuhrer served as a volunteer. This is him after 10 years, surrounded by his faithful followers. His eyes are shining, his hand is furiously raised. There's no mistaking him here. Here is the Fuhrer with his dog, Blondie. Here he is with Eva Braun, smiling. Here's his famous Tribune photo. I was there. I was standing so close that I could see the drops of sweat on his forehead. But let's start from the beginning. My name is Gerhard Detlef Meyer, and during the story that I'm about to recount, I served in the Gestapo, the Reich's secret police, as an SS Standartenführer. For 7 years, I worked loyally for the Third Reich, gaining a perfect reputation in the RSHA. I witnessed Germany's rebirth with my own eyes and believed in the wisdom and vision of Adolf Hitler. Now, as I'm going through this old battered diary that I haven't touched for several years, I'm surprised by how quickly the spirit of my notes changed since the day I visited a concentration camp. Gas chambers, ovens, frozen limbs, fleshless bones covered with skin, communists, Democrats, scientists who rejected the false scientific ideas of the Nazis, common people just like me. All of them ended up in the camp simply because they were out of favor with the Nazis. Then, there was Barbarossa. Our Führer directed the Wehrmacht's best forces to the Eastern Front, expecting an easy blitzkrieg. But the war dragged on. After our defeats at Stalingrad and Kursk, it seemed that our Führer had almost become mad. His horrible orders doomed many thousands of loyal soldiers to certain and meaningless death. In 1944, when the Soviets took Minsk, I made the final decision. A devil had brought war to the world and was decimating his own people, and this devil had to die. I decided that I must rid the world of Adolf Hitler.
Hey guys, it's GC here. Today we're gonna have a look at Stalk of Fate, Operation Valkyrie. It's about one of the famous plans to take down Adolf Hitler, and that's all I know about it. We're in the shoes of one of the Gestapo agents. Let's have a look at the options. By the way, you cannot change the resolution. Okay, we got some black and white and sepia effects. Well, let's just play it in color. Let's play. And we can choose again, I guess, color black and white. May take up to a minute.
Many Germans hated the Führer. Hundreds of them had been interrogated by the Gestapo. My first contact was Otto Hefner. He had been serving in the Engineer Corps in Poland and had returned recently to Berlin. According to my sources, Hefner belonged to a secret group that was led by Ludwig Beck, a retired Wehrmacht general. Hefner and I became friends. We had a lot in common. Slowly, he became more open with me. At that day, July 19th, he slipped. Then he quickly broke off and looked at me fearfully. Raising his voice, he said a toast to the Führer, emptied his glass, and asked me to refill it. And that's what I did. We left the restaurant at 2 o'clock in the morning, very drunk. And then suddenly it was morning. I remember I got up without thinking why I was doing it. I still remember the hangover.
I'm not sure I love the voice actor they picked for this, but that's not that important. It's kinda odd though that none of the forums actually still exist. It's not that old a game. Steam forum is gone, the forum linked on the official website is gone. So yeah. I take it it's a point and click adventure. Let's get dressed. And we're loading.
Morning by Caspar Friedrich, Adolf Hitler's favorite painter. Friedrich was a romantic, but there is nothing Nietzschean or superhuman in his paintings. I look much younger in this picture than I do now, but I already had a Nazi badge on my lapel at the time. Now, I am lean and gray, and there are deep lines on my face. This figurine of a diver was a housewarming gift from my neighbors, the Schultzes. A gloomy-looking Hauptmann Schultz kept telling me that the soldiers did not believe in the victory of the Reich, and that they cursed the Fuhrer. It turned out that the whole thing was a test. If I had not been careful that day, I would have been court-martialed and shot. A newspaper, dated June 19, 1944. The first page, another proclamation by Goebbels, the Minister of Propaganda. This Goebbels works a lot, that's for sure. He gives radio addresses, writes for several magazines, creates scripts for theater plays and films, and he still finds the time to fight the enemies of the Reich. He is a genius in a certain way. I'll have to grant him that.
It sure seems to have a lot of detail, information-wise.
Jewelry and Science by Wilhelm Müller. An unknown scientist from Aachen has written a book about the global conspiracy of the Jews who want to destroy the civilization. Müller calls Einstein the arch-villain in the book. It has become very popular in Germany. Just a collection of Nazi books. There's nothing interesting here. This newspaper is 10 days old. The German forces still hold Vilnius, but have already retreated from Minsk and Brest. My second copy of Mein Kampf. It's almost new. It is the necessary reading for every member of the party. I would give a lot to replace it with a book by Kerr or Remarque. I have found this old case in the archives. 5 armed Nazis shot to death Konrad Peterzuk, a communist leader, and his family in their home in 1932. We lived in the Weimar Republic at the time, and Hindenburg was the president, so the killers were brought to trial and sentenced to death. But then Hitler came to power, and all of them were released from prison, because, quote, justice is always on the side of those who live, fight, and if need be, die for Germany. A wide, comfortable bed with a mattress filled with swan down. 2 years ago, I was on a German submarine. The mattresses were soft, but they were filled not with down, but human hair sent from the Oswiecim death camp. An old TV set that was made in 1936. Then, the programs were transmitted only 3 times a week from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Theater plays, concerts, shows, and party meetings were shown. After the Olympic Games, TV was not a novelty anymore, but radio still remained much more popular.
Hello, Mayor.
Yes, Gruppenführer.
I'm glad to find you at home. What can you tell me about your report? Then why are you still at home, damn it? Be in my office in half an hour and don't be late.
I was planning to work on the Canada case last night, but a long talk with Hefner interfered with my plans. Now I have to hurry. The Gruppenführer will be angry if I'm late. The case should have been called Heinkel 177. It was an extremely unsuccessful project that cost Udet his career and caused him to take his own life. Officially, however, General Udet was killed during a test flight of a Heinkel 177. It's almost symbolic.
The post office is calling. There's a telegram for you from Munich. You asked me to remind you.
Thank you very much.
Don't mention it. We're glad that the High Command of the SS is using our post office.
Goebbels calls all who do not like the policies of the NSDAP critics and whiners. But this case was different. I had to collect incriminating evidence against the personal enemies of Goebbels himself. Nasty business. Documents on a few German intellectuals. Nature's burps, as Hitler likes to call them. I don't think that will help me. I think that would be pointless. A small mirror in a white frame. A case of medical syringes, left behind by the house's previous owner. A clean white sink for the Standartenführer. But there is only one outhouse, one washstand, and one iron stove for 30 people in a concentration camp, and there is one bucket of coal per day in the winter. A massive photo enlarger.
Looks like I still got the shaving cream on my face. I'm not sure how to get it off.
Black leather gloves. It came from my childhood dreams of Sherlock Holmes.
I do have an inventory. I'm not sure how to open it.
Prince Albertstrasse, 8, RSHA.
Herr Meyer.
What?
Who are you? Santa Claus? I can't drive you anywhere looking like that.
I knew the shaving cream would be a
Yes,
problem.
I'm quite a mess. I can't think straight after that party last night. Sorry, Wilm.
Just clean yourself up and soon...
Yes, certainly.
Let's go back to the bathroom. Oh boy. Okay, I have looked up how to open the inventory, and all I had to do is move my mouse to the top of the screen. And we're shaving.
The liquid in the container is harmless unless it is mixed with another component.
I guess I'll don't put that on my face then. Ah yes, my face is all cleaned up.
The utility cabinet is filled with junk, shoelaces, shoe polish, and tools. Prince Albertstrasse.
ID, please.
Heil Hitler!
Heil Hitler.
That is not in our orders. Your ID.
If you delay me, you may find yourself in serious trouble.
Your ID?
I guess I'll have to go back to the house again.
Ammersee 9, my house. My house, modest on the out.
Right, let's look for my ID card.
I don't remember where I've put the drawer key. Last time I saw it was 2 days ago.
Oh boy.
Let's start from the beginning. I don't remember where I've put the drawer key. Last time I saw it was 2 days ago. Let's start from the beginning. I entered the room and went to the bedroom. Or did I sit at my desk? No, I didn't sit at my desk. Yes, I went to my bedroom and got changed. The key fell out of my pocket. I picked it up. Then I went back to my office to hide the key behind the photo on the mantelpiece. Or did I? Why am I thinking about the photo? I usually put it by the clock. No, of course not. I might put the key beside the clock when I was in a hurry, but that day I wanted to do everything right. Yes, I went to the photo with the key in my hand, and then I heard the phone ring. Did I throw the key on the armchair? Was I carrying the key when I answered the phone? Was it beside the phone? I answered the phone while carrying the key. The caller asked me a question. I took a folder from the desk and read some information from it. Did I put it back on the desk? Did I carry it to the radio? Did I put it on the shelf? Did I take it to the fireplace to read later? The folder isn't here. Ah, yes, there's the key. The drawer is locked.
No ID card, it seems.
Von Blomberg is one of those retired generals who may be plotting against the Fuhrer. Hitler was able to remove von Blomberg from his post as defense minister. At first, the Fuhrer agreed to Blomberg's marriage to his secretary, but several months later he published pornographic photos of Blomberg's wife. Werner von Fritsch was the first German general to die in the war. He was an experienced general. He was promoted to the post of commander-in-chief of the Wehrmacht. In 1939, he was accused of being a homosexual and forced to resign. He was later able to clear his name, but never again returned to his position as commander-in-chief. There was a poison recipe laying in my living room. To create a potential roach-killing substance, dissolve fungicidal cream in a jug of water. A bookshelf. A copy of Mein Kampf is on display. After I bought it, I spent almost an hour crumpling it so that it would appear heavily used. A bookcase. There are lots of books by classical authors there, and also some of my favorites. Books by the brothers Grimm, and by Ernst Theodor Hoffmann. It is a shame that I don't have time to read nowadays. This one is full of historical literature. Walküre Beobachter of May 24th. This issue is notable for Goebbels' quote, "Germany must become more desolate than the Sahara." The latest orders from Bormann, the Obergruppenführer of the SS. Attached are the descriptions of the lynching of the captured Allied pilots. Bormann instructed the police not to interfere with the lynching. an autograph collection. The most valuable autograph for me is the signature of Tilly Fleischer, the Olympic champion in javelin throwing. The Most Beautiful Hands in the World by Hans Heinz Evers. African Diversions by Ernst Junger. I bought the book 3 years ago but have not had the time to read it.
Well, I think the video is getting quite long. I'm not too crazy about the voice acting and not too crazy about how he pronounced the German words at all. But I think this game is full of details, and if you're a history freak like me, you're probably gonna like it. You must like point and click adventures though, and apparently pixel hunting. So yeah, that's about all I can say for this game. It's a interesting topic. It's available on Steam. It's not that expensive, so yeah, you can try it if you like. See ya.